All praise, honor, and glory unto our King, Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, Hashem HaKodash. Double honors to the elders of GMS who rule well. Plenty of blessings unto those men. And blessings and salutations to the Akim there in truth, pushing this word in all sincerity. With that being said, Shalom Israel, Barakatah. Today's lesson, the tribe of Issachar, the so-called Mexicans. Issachar means he is hired, or hired is he, because the so-called Mexicans are known as hard-working individuals. I chose to make this particular lesson today because someone on the comment board made a remark to the so-called Mexicans not being of the 12 tribes of Israel, when in fact they are of the 12 tribes of Israel by the biblical scriptures given. Genesis 49:14. Issachar is a strong ass couching down between two burdens. And as you can see here from the image, the same way you see a donkey carrying heavy loads upon the two sides of its back, that is the same way in which the tribe of Issachar, aka Mexicans, engage work, implying that the so-called Mexicans are known to carry such heavy burdens just like the ass or the donkey is known to do. This is one of the reasons why NAFTA was established on January 1st of 1994 on their behalf, due to the carrying of such heavy burdens. Two burdens on top of the donkey's back, one on each side. But in the long run, all that NAFTA did was that it devastated Mexico's rural sector and increased poverty. Nothing good came out of it. It increased poverty. And there's always a catch when it comes to these wicked decrees passed. So-called Mexicans are strong and hard-working individuals in the United States, as well as in other places, that work certain low-wage jobs that other people in America will not even consider. For example, sweatshops, sweaty kitchens, farms, and factories are some of the jobs in which most Americans do not consider working in. But the tribe of Issachar, on the other hand, is known to take on these heavy burdens or heavy loads of work. The scriptures give you many clues on the 12 tribes of Israel as to who they are. No doubt about that. Genesis 49:15. And he saw that rest was good, and the land that it was pleasant, and bowed his shoulder to bear, and became a servant unto tribute. So when it says, and he saw that rest was good, represents the siestas they have in Mexico, which is known as a midday nap, from all work which is stopped at 12 o'clock. A short nap that is taken in the early afternoon, often after the midday meal. This period of rest or sleep is a common tradition among the Mexicans. This is why it says, and he saw that rest was good. The land that was pleasant represents the beautiful land of Mexico, along with the beaches and warm tropical climate for vacationing and tourist resorts. Bowed his shoulder to bear is in reference to the European invaders conquering them as slaves of servitude. They were taken as slaves in order to work in silver mines and to serve their slave masters through other forms of servitude. He became a servant onto tribute by being taxed heavily by their oppressors. So in other words, the Mexicans bowed down the shoulder to bear that servitude. The etymology of the word servant means a slave. The definition of the word servitude is the state of being a slave or completely subject to someone more powerful. In this case, the European invaders, conquering them as slaves of servitude. And whether you care to accept it or not, all the puzzle pieces fit. So to say that the Mexicans are not of the tribe of Issachar is to err greatly. So-called Mexicans are of the 12 tribes of Israel. Deuteronomy 33:19. They shall call the people unto the mountain. There they shall offer sacrifices of righteousness, for they shall suck of the abundance of the seas and of the treasures hid in the sand. And the Mexicans, the so-called Mexicans, or the Central American Aztec Indians, and the Mayan shared a close-knit affiliation in trading, communication, and religious worshiping. The Mayan Indians, better known as Zebulon, called the Aztecs and other Indian tribes onto the mountain, where they kept ceremonial customs like the ceremonial laws that are found in the laws of Moses. But after a period of time, they started to offer unrighteous sacrifices that became wicked and evil. The abundance that they sucked from the seas represents the vast fish life, the rich coastline of riches, mineral deposits of gold and diamonds, as well as pleasant tropical seas and archaeological remains. Mexico also has a lot of archaeological remains. The land is beautiful. Just look at the grutas. It's called the grutas de Tolatongo. Grutas de Tolatongo. That's a beautiful paradise of many pools with fresh water. Mexico has beautiful landscapes, beautiful beaches. For our last scripture, 1 Chronicles 12:32, which says, "And of the children of Issachar, which were men that had understanding of the times, to know what Israel ought to do. The heads of them were 200, and all their brethren were at their commandment." Issachar, the so-called Mexicans, they were able to read and observe the heavenly bodies with great accuracy. The astronomy. But with that being said, I hope that you were edified in today's lesson. Kal Allah Malak Yahweh wa Yahushai by Shimra Hakwadash. And double honors to the elders of GMS who rule well. Plenty of blessings unto those men. And blessings and salutations to the Akim there in truth, pushing his word in all sincerity. That being said, Shalom Israel, Barakatah.